on it online and just wanted to see what it's all about because it's something that we really want to get into more and more. So.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Right.
And don't take it personal, but I use my outside voice inside.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
It's like this whole, this
That's so good.
Yeah. Hi. Always kind of been into fitness. I'm a runner by heart, but just I like to hear Ross talk. Do this talk, so anytime he's in town, I come to see him.
Nice.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's hard. She has to be here. She has to be dragged along. So
She's got a few different reasons.
We'll see if some few people come up. And then if not, we just start. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take off then. So most of this information, it now almost seems like until people start striking in, it'll get personal because they both have heard a lot of this.
Sure.
But you're good over there? You ready to go, man?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. He's got to get like with certain lights and
Sure.
You're tall.
4'10" and tall. All right, but I'm Rob Cook, and I created a business called Unfit. And what Unfit simply means is just challenging the norms in the way we do fitness. And as I get throughout the talk, we kind of got so oversaturated with fitness, you know, and I'll talk about it, but it's so many things out there that some people just say, you know what, hands off, it's too much, I'm not even going to deal with it. And so what we've done is we've sit down and broken down a lot of those and got some very simple tools that make fitness very simple, all right? So a little bit about myself. I was born and raised in Birmingham, Alabama, the South. Was a high school quarterback by trade, and I thought one day I would play in the NFL. Didn't really work that way, not at all. And so at about 1996, I'd been out of high school for about a year, and I decided, okay, well, we'll give Uncle Sam a try. I mean, nice articles, you know, it was like pretty cool ads, and I didn't fit any of the ads, but we still signed up. We made our way. So I got assigned to a position called security forces. And security forces were responsible for protecting people, places, and things. And so throughout my 21 years while being there, some of the things, so to speak, that I had to protect was my last deployment, I was responsible for the largest airfield, humanitarian airfield in Iraq. So it was responsible for all the planes that had medical supplies, food, the things we were doing for the local community all came through this airfield. I had a team of 75 men and women, and our job was to make sure that, you know, planes could land safely and depart safely. Some of the places, no, that would be a place, airfield, yeah. Yes, that would be a place. Thing, I mean, probably the coolest thing is a nuclear weapon. Literally in the ground, and you drive out and you see a silo, and you're like, oh, that's weird, in the middle of nowhere, just a gated, like, silo, and then you like, oh, that's a nuclear weapon. Okay, wow, it's pretty cool. But that was pretty fun. And the people, some of the people, great American heroes, chief of staffs of the Air Force, and most notably, one of my biggest mentors, Admiral William McCraven, who was the commander responsible for killing Osama bin Laden. So once that he did that mission and it was complete, he became very famous. And that brought him a 9-man security detail, and I just so happened to get a chance to lead that team, and it was fun. It was a ride. Scary at some times because we didn't know if the people who wanted to kill him were friend or foe. Sure. Was this associated with, you know, the extremists who wanted to harm us? Was this just somebody who was like, wow, and we're just starstruck by him and wanted to commit something against him or his family? So pretty much that was the life, and we rode that for 21 years until I retired and moved out to California. And what I began to see when I moved out to California is I started out as a traditional personal trainer in the local gyms, Equinox, had some other opportunities to go to other gyms, and then I took over the Four Seasons Fitness Center. And that was when the switch had begun to happen because I started doing corporate wellness. And there was a funny thing happening in corporate wellness. Corporations have now found that they can get more out of their employees the healthier they are. Now, the employees haven't figured out I can get more out of my life if I just take care of myself, but the corporations, because their job is to get. You know, any corporation you've ever worked for, they know how to get the most out of you. But once I started doing corporate wellness, there was not a lack of opportunities. And it was going into a place to have 300, 400 people, and you're talking about fitness, and they're there to get this information, and you go, wait, individually we should already understand this. Individually we should already understand this, and that took me on the track of why we're here today. How did it become so difficult to do fitness? All right? And so that takes me back down the track to go back to when we have what we consider our first recordings. So if you take us all the way back to even before upcoming Declaration of Independence, 1776, in 1772, there's a physician, an English physician, who had a tablet recording of prescribing 30 minutes of sawing wood a day to a patient who was complaining of chest pains. Now, he didn't have all the records that we have today, but if you were to translate that into today, I go to the doctor talking about heart problems, he prescribes cardio, and he raved about possibly curing this patient. That's 1772. We come all the way up. Even Thomas Jefferson wrote some excerpts about fitness where he said it should be the #1 priority of your life, at least 2 hours a day with no regard for the weather. Rain, sleep, shine, it was about taking care of your body. And then we got to 1950, and that was Jack LaLanne. Anybody ever heard of Jack LaLanne? He's the godfather of fitness. Well, Jack then got on TV and started showing everybody how to do fitness. And he was a very handsome, well taken care of by man, and so everybody bought into it. And then we got to the 70s, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger was in Pump and Iron, and the boom of the bodybuilders. Just like, okay, everybody got to look like that now. Everybody wants to walk around looking like that now. And then in the 80s, Jane Fonda, the queen of fitness. Like 17 million copies of her fitness videos were sold all over the world. 17 million copies. And this is 1980s. There was no hashtagging yet. There was no Instagram. This was pure people going out, buying her video cassettes, putting it in, and doing the work. We can't even get people to stream directly into their home nowadays to do the work. So Jane Fonda, the queen of fitness. But something happened right about then, and that's when fitness became an industry. One that was marketable and one that was profitable. And it no longer became about really taking care of yourself. It became about, how do I get you to pay me this? And what I have to do is I have to make this so complicated that you need me to guide you through it. I have to make you feel so bad about yourself as, your body fat percentage, I can fix that for you. I had to create that need for you to buy in and then pay me these thousands of dollars to get you somewhere that you actually can get by yourself. And that's a very unfavorable comment or statement as a trainer who makes his bread and butter off of training people. But the truth of the matter is, everything I teach people, you can do yourself. You actually can, if we break down all of the things that we've been taught. So let's see what I'm talking about. So as we get through fitness and as we go through it, everything you understand now for 40 years has came about in this last 40 years. So we could say CrossFit, Zumba, Pilates. You've heard of those? Mm-hmm. Which one's the best for you?
Technically CrossFit.
Is it?
They all have their own benefits.
All have their own benefits. About 60% of people who do cross training experience some type of high joint or bulging disc pain because of ballistic movements. But there are some CrossFit people who you look at and they are probably some of the strongest in the world. It's like so CrossFit works for some.
Yes.
Pilates.
It's amazing.
Yoga. Bodybuilding workout. And I mean, the list goes on and on. But then you also had Tybo. All right, Billy Blanks, who I consider a pioneer in the game and a very good friend. What he did with Tybo was amazing. Then self-defense and workout. All right. Then you had P90X with Tony. Then you had Insanity with Sean, and again, it was just, and then you had the luxury gym exposure. You had the Goals Gym. If you want to be a bodybuilder, come here. Oh, if you want to come in and you do it, and we have eucalyptus towels for you, come to Equinox. And if you can't afford the eucalyptus towels, and you really don't want to be around all of the bodybuilders, then LA Fitness is your place. It's all of these different places that you can go to get all of this stuff, and lo and behold, you could have found it in the living room. All right, and so that 40 years oversaturated us. it really, really made things very difficult to do. And I started thinking about how we do it. Inside of the military, it's part of your DNA. Your promotions are counted upon you having a favorable and successful PT test. So, meaning you have done your work. You know, we give so much to productivity, but you have done your work. You've checked all of your boxes. And then your boss goes, all right, you are up for promotion. And you're like, oh my God, yes, I've worked so hard for this. My wife is going to love it. This is going to be this extra money. And he says, tomorrow morning, Sharon Cook will be at the track for you for your PT test. And you're like, well, I haven't really done PT because I've been focused so hard on the job. Great, hope that works for you. Because if you don't pass this PT test, you can kiss that promotion goodbye. And I wasn't the guy who was going to write the script for you. I wasn't just going to let you, because what happened to me was, on the deployment in 2010, we were going out to a traditional, what we call bag and tag. So the individual was basically cutting through the outside perimeter of one of the fences. And he could have been doing it for one or two reasons. It could have been to lure us out to see how we responded to certain accidents. It could have been to steal the fence, because it was fenced. And at that point, it could have been profitable to him and his community at some point. We didn't necessarily know, so our job was simply to go out and get the individual. Well, prior to this deployment, I took 13 people from the DC, the Pentagon area with me. That was my closest unit. And I gave them what we call big boy, big girl rules. I said, okay, I tell you what, you don't have to show up every morning with me at 7 a.m. to do your PT, but you must do it on your own. Take care of your families, because when we hit the road, I need everybody focused, game on. Seems like pretty fair, right? Fair exchange. Now, fast forward, we're back to the response. And so to respond to an incident in a combat or strategic type area, you do what we call I'm up, they see me, I'm down. What that means is that you're running at full speed with all of your gear and your weapon, and you say it just like that. I'm up, they see me, and you basically just go down and keep your weapon pointed down range. And you do this for your whole team. You all travel together. It's kind of like a burpee, right? So if you were to think of burpees, right? So imagine 400 meters of burpees. I'm up, they see me, I'm down. Boom, I'm up, they see me, I'm down. So it takes a toll on you physically. And oh, by the way, the 400 meters is just to get into contact range of dealing with the individual. If he takes off running, you gotta be ready for that too. So you've done 400 meters of burpees. Now you're about to see if it's gonna be a fight, if it's gonna be a run, or whatever the case may be, but you gotta be ready for it, along with this. As we begin to bound out and I begin to make first contact, I start noticing the mountain move. And it was weird. It could have been because of burpees. I'm gonna say it's strategic leadership on my part. Okay, I'm gonna take the benefit of it. But what I began to see was, no, there were people behind the mound. And so at that point, it was like, oh, we gotta go. And I'm like, back to the truck, back to the truck. So it's just, at this point, you're full speed, all systems go, get to safety. So we're turning around and we're running. And I'm the oldest because I'm the team leader. At this time, I probably was like 34, 35, but I'm the old guy. And we're running, and all of a sudden we get to the gate, and it's like we're throwing our weapons, we're throwing our gear, and you just hit this fence with like 1 foot and just bounce over. Because at that point, you're underneath the shooting of these spotters, so you're safe. And we're running and running, 1 over, boom, 2, we're good. Until I hear, don't leave me, Shakur, don't leave me. And it's like I turned around, and it's one of what I call the kids. It's like one of the young guys. And I'm like, there's no way. Like, something has to be wrong. There's no way you're not physically capable of making this run. I couldn't understand it. So I had to belly back out and grab him, and we literally had to, like, almost like somebody who's hurt on a football team trying to loaf off the field, to get him to safety and lift him over. Now, if this would have been hands-on deck shooting, somebody possibly could have died because he wasn't physically capable of carrying his own weight. Fast forward, we're back, we're in our command center, and I'm doing a debrief to the team. I go let my superiors know what happened, and I walk to them, and this is after everything is calmed down, but you start putting it into perspective, you just almost cost my family meat. And so you can imagine how intense this room is right now. And I asked the question, what happened out there? And I said, were you working when we were home? And he said, no, I was going through something with my wife. And so I didn't get a chance to work out. So and at this point, I couldn't hear anything, but you almost cost me my life. That's all I could hear. I couldn't hear what he was saying. I could only hear, so I was angry. And I lashed out. And I took the unit on a whirlwind fitness tour from that point on. Nobody is going to not pull their weight from this point on, right? And that kind of started the track of this. And as I grew, that lingered though in the back of my head. Like, how, I couldn't understand how you would forfeit health, but then I could understand, having been married before, how taxing, come on in. How taxing it could be on the body or on the relationship when you don't, or you're not handling things accordingly. So I couldn't really fault him anymore. And that's when I had to get real smart about the way I do fitness. And so I believe now, this is welcome to Making Fitness Simpler. And we're just talking about how I got to the point of making fitness simpler. And that was through a long period of 21 years serving in the military. Right? And so then I started following CEOs and VPs and finding that they too were forsaking fitness in the name of productivity. The company needs me. You know, my teammates are counting on me. She's counting on you, she's counting on me. Somebody's counting on you, someone's counting on you, somebody's counting on you, each and every one of you's counting on you. If you don't take care of yourself, at some point, you're going to be of no value to the people you're helping. All right? And how do we know? Are you going to be here for the duration of the workshop? I want you to do an exercise for me. What's your name?
Eric.
Eric, cool. I want you to come over here, Eric. Stand right here for me. I want you to take that glass of water, all right? Cool. And I just want you to stick your arm out. We're just going to hold that just like that. All right? Cool. Now, inside that cup, right, that's fitness. All right? That's fitness. And our friend Eric he's going to basically beat us with fitness. All right? Cool. Don't worry about it. Just let it be. If anybody sees his hand move, I need to know. All right. If his hand lowers, I need to know. If he moves, I need to know. Now, back to the you should look like, what is he doing? All right. Back to the military. So when it took me back to the track of the military, I wondered. I said, well, wait. How did they make it so that each and every person inside of our units, it's 1 million soldiers. It's 750,000 airmen. I don't know how many Navy. So basically, we're about 3 to 4 million people. How is it that you don't see fat soldiers, fat sailors, fat Marines? How is it we don't have talks about type 2 diabetes in the services? How is that? How did they get us so tight and wired that fitness was going to be everything we do and get it out? Of course, I go all the way back to basic training. No matter what, that is the scariest part of basic training. And then it dawned on me, and we were on vacation here, and it came that potential has no value without an action. All right? Potential has no value without an action. So you potentially can have all the help you want. Potentially. But unless you do an action, it will never come to pass. Right? And all they did was they created actions. We already know that health and wellness or fitness gives us, it slows the aging process. Anybody want to slow age? Age slowly? Okay. It improves energy. Anybody can deal with some more energy? Okay, cool. What about it makes you learn quicker? Because more blood flow and you're circulating, your organs are working. Anybody want to learn things quicker? Yeah, you like learning quicker?
What's happening here?
We got you, Eric. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be all good. But all of that, I can encourage you. And how is it? It still was something missing. And that was when they taught that the reason fitness is such a big deal in the United States military, it is because we don't know what you're getting prepared for. So we want you to have a responsibility, not responsibility. So you hear what I'm saying? Responsibility is something you take on. I'm going to be a father. I'm going to be the best friend I could be. I'm going to be the best, and that then creates this tension and anxiety in you because you feel it's something you have to do, right? And if you're going to be her best friend, right? You intend to be her best friend, and something happens in your life and you can't, right? And now you feel that pressure and anxiety. Why? Because you let her down, right? And then what she's going to think, especially when she tells her that you let her down, and when she tells him, that, you see how this kind of, they didn't want that. They wanted you to have a responsibility, and that means I just want you to take care of you. Because if you take care of you, when it's time to be her friend, you're going to respond accordingly. You're going to respond accordingly. Okay? So I wake up every morning, she wakes up every morning. She goes to her gym to do her fitness, and she hikes and I go to do mine. And what happens is when something happens in the house, whether it be financially, whether it be with the puppies, whether it be for travel, whatever, we both respond. And it's not on her, it's not on me, it's on us. But I'm good. I'm feeling good. I'm not cranky. I don't have lower back pains, because if I was dealing with back pains and then I was looking a lot older than 42 years old and I had this and I had all these things going on, guess what that conversation about the problem is going to go like? Well, you can't fix that? Oh, my back hurt. You see how quickly that can compound into something? This can all be taken care of by simply taking care of your body. Now, but that sounds easy because you can just go to the gym, right? No, let's scratch all of that. Let's just say basic, bare bones, what we need to do to take care of ourselves in fitness. So what's fitness? What do you think fitness is by definition?
Keeping yourself in shape.
Keeping yourself in shape for what? Shape for what? Starting to move. Starting to move. Water starting to shake. All right. Keeping yourself in shape.
Mentally preparing yourself for life.
Okay. Oh, that was deep. I like that, huh? Okay. What do you think fitness is?
Mentally healthy on all levels, body, mind, spirit, it's all together.
Body, mind, spirit. Would you say the same?
I would definitely agree with her.
Okay. So I say the same. Fitness is simply your body ability to move efficiently and effectively for your lifestyle. All right? Now, let's say, how old are you?
28.
28. Okay. Would you consider yourself in physical shape to be an NFL linebacker right now?
No.
Could you go play for the Los Angeles Rams tomorrow in a game?
No.
You don't know football?
I do know.
So why can't you just fill in right there?
I get smashed.
So there's a different kind of way that a football player needs to do fitness, right?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Definitely can't play football.
Yeah, okay. I won't give you that one. Let's say runway modeling, right?
Okay.
All right, runway modeling, and whatever size you are, I don't know, I need you to go down 7 or 8 for models.
Okay.
All right? How hard is that? How difficult is that? And you got 30 days to do it. Can you do it in 30 days?
Do you mean like pounds?
Yes. No, 78 sizes.
There's no such.
Oh, it's
I
not
would
so-
disappear.
Yes.
You would disappear. Okay, I don't know sizes. That's what I was saying. Okay.
I would also need it to go up.
Okay, you have to go up more. Okay, got it. But what I'm saying is that your lifestyle is much different than that of a model.
Yeah.
Right? So you wouldn't have to eat, or you won't have to do the things that a model does. So fitness is whatever you need to do. All right? Whatever you need to do. So 3 components of fitness, and this will make, if you cover these 3 components, you will ensure you've, I'm starting to see water drip on the side. Don't let it drip on the side, Eric, please don't. All right, if you take care of cardio conditioning, all right, strength and resistance, and flexibility, those 3 components, you've taken care of everything. All right, you've taken, again, strength and conditioning, cardio conditioning, strength and resistance, cardio conditioning, strength and resistance, and flexibility. And trust me, we're going to do them here in a little while so I can show you exactly what I mean. All right? But the importance of the workout is not so much what you're doing, it's why you're doing it. Okay? It's why you're doing it. So, what's your name? Give me your name.
Justine.
Justine, what do you do daily, Justine?
Maybe? I'm a nurse.
You're a nurse. Okay. Oh, you're here to see Chanel, huh?
No.
You know, there's a nurse talking right. Oh, I love it then. That makes me feel good. Because there's a nurse speaking right after me. So I was like, oh, I thought y'all trickled in. Y'all can't see me. You about to make me cry. Okay, so being prepared for a nurse, okay? Do you know what type of patients you're going to see on a daily basis?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
What kind of nurse? Where?
I work at a place where basically my patients are all the same. They've been there for like a month or even
Okay, but you don't know the event. Like you don't
Okay.
know if they're going to be. So you have to be ready
Yeah.
for whatever. How do you know that you're going to be ready for what happens at your job?
You don't know. Everything's unexpected, right?
Okay. I mean, it could be, but somehow, some way you prepare yourself, right?
Yes.
How do you prepare yourself to be ready for something at work?
Um,
Like, I'm your patient. Ah! I just fainted. That was my faint.
Oh.
Okay. That was my faint. Y'all had never fainted before?
Not like that.
That was my faint. I fainted. Okay, I fainted. Now what do you do?
I go check you, assess you.
Okay, well check me.
Make sure you have a pulse.
Okay, come on, check me.
Are you awake? Are you okay? Wake up.
Yes, I'm okay. I think I hit my head.
Okay, so then I carefully make sure you're able to get up. Are you able to get up?
Yeah, try to help me out, please.
Okay.
I'm happy. Okay, come on, help me out. Okay, cool. You respond.
Yes.
All right. You studied being a nurse. It's all in there.
Yes.
Now the compassion of you comes out when you see something happen. That's all fitness is. You're going to do your push-ups. You're going to do your squats. You're going to run. You're going to do all of that. And what's going to happen is a lot of things inside are going to feel better. Your productivity is going to be higher. Your stress management is going to be better. And then when it's time to pick up a slug who passes out, you can very well take care of it. All right? Thank you. All right? All right, I'm going to take you off the hook here. The whole purpose of this was, when we started, it was just a cup, right? It was a cup of water. Of course I can hold a cup of water. But over time, it starts getting heavy. All right? And that's what happens in health and wellness. All right? Thank you. What happens is, okay, I won't go on Monday. Monday was a bad day. I won't get to the gym. I'll let Monday go. All right? I'll let it go. And because we're creatures of habit, what happens is the next day, Tuesday, is a blank canvas. You can do whatever you want with Tuesday, but not us. We're creatures of habit. So the first thing I project on Tuesday is how busy I was Monday. Oh man, I'm probably not going to get to the gym today either. And I project that on my blank canvas. And so I draw that out too. And guess what? Tuesdays got by, I haven't got to the gym. And guess what happens on Wednesday? Wednesday, my blank canvas, project back up. Now my weeks start to make months. Months start to add up to years. And then you find yourself talking to me at a conference. And I go, hey, when was the last time you worked out? Oh, I haven't worked out since I've been in high school. Oh, sir, you're 58. What are we going to do here? All right? That's how it happens. Why? Because it got complicated along the way. Somebody told him he had to be at the gym for 2 hours a day. His job didn't allow that. His family didn't allow it. He felt this job is how I'm going to send my kids to school. So I got to work. This is what pays the bills. So he chose his family, so to speak. And then he felt that I can get to a point and I can always call a Rob or call an Eric, somebody to get me in shape. And that's not always the case. That's not always the case. My mentor tells a story and it's truly sad to me. But it's about waiting for that moment because that moment may never come. And his dad basically had told his mom, baby, I'm just going to work for this many years in the business. I'm going to get us to a particular spot in business, and then I'm going to retire, sell the business, and we're going to travel the world and enjoy our lives. And his father was killed in a car accident on the way to sell the business. And they never got to travel the world. They never got to travel the world. That's how simple and how easy it could be for you in forsaking your health and wellness for it to happen. Nobody knows the day the body says, okay, you know what, Eric? Yeah, you missed 4 days, type 2 diabetes hit now. No, that's not how it works. You don't know. You don't know if it's going to be 6 months down the road, 30 days. You don't. So why give it an opportunity? It's a preventable disease for a reason. We can prevent it. We can prevent it very simply too. Very simply. So the workout breakdown, why is it important? Because you warm up first. First thing I do when I get up is I look up first and I remember why I'm here. Those are all my loved ones. Those are all and the first thing I do is I start smiling. And she'll tell you, I have to smile, all right? Because I'm happy to be here. I'm excited about being here, right? And then I go, I'm back, because my dogs are like, I decided I got 2 bulldogs. One's like 65 pounds. Don't. She's not that fat. Like, she just, she's 65 pounds. Like, they are fat. They're huge, right? But they're like, but then even that, I'm like, yeah, I got you. And I let that canvas stay blank, right? And I draw it daily. So some days I get up, go to the gym, and I'm on it because it fits and it works. Some days I don't get up and I don't just go. I go into the home gym. I'll ride the bike. I'll do some body weight exercises. Some days I'll go to the gym for weeks in a row. Some days I won't hit a gym for a week in a row. But I'm always going to be doing something, whether it be a hike, whether it be swimming, whether it be biking, whether it be, I just find ways in my normal life to move more. All right? And if I can do that, because remember, exercise was only created as a supplement to lack of movement. Because we created things like the TV, where you got a chance to sit down, relax. Yeah, we don't have to do anything here. and enjoy. Versus when I was young, you know, before we got TV, well, I had a TV in the home, I can't go back that far. I should have tried to hit that way back when I was a kid, one of those things, you know. But things were a lot difficult. For instance, let's say the library. For me to know information, I had to go to the library, hope the book was there or the encyclopedia was there, get fussed at by the lady to make sure I do bring it back, the librarian, because she was kind of mean, you know, learn the Dewey Decimal System, and then go find that book only to find out Sophia checked it out last week and it was supposed to be back and she didn't bring it back. So now I'm mad at whoever she is. But this is all before internet. There is no texting, hey, can you bring the book back? Or you just don't have that information or go to a different library. Then Google came along and we all instantly know the same stuff. We can instantly look it up together. So there's no work ethic associated with getting more knowledge, right? And then that oversaturation is how we got to the point of, I don't know what to do, I'm just not gonna do anything. All right? So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna break each one down. I'm gonna break it down together. Together as a team, because I love team building. And then we're gonna do some exercising, very lightly here. So let me get another. Eric did it. You got to do it now. I mean, you got to come hold. So
Yeah.
We're getting you ready for football. That's what we're doing. We're gonna get you ready for football. All right. So we want you to be our tripod. Can you be our tripod? Perfect. You're gonna hold it out like that. Who has very good handwriting? Nobody. All right. Y'all gonna be stuck on mine. All right. Here we go. Go with me on here and let's call this simple fitness. She is over there like, please do not misspell a word in front of everybody. That's exactly what she's saying over there. Alright, so we got simple fitness. Alright, and remember, we got our components. What are our components?
Cardio.
Oh, there they go. They're in the building. I love it. Cardio. Strength, okay.
Strength and
Flexibility.
I think I said please, babe. Flexibility. Alright, come.
Yes,
Alright. 1, 2, 3. Alright? Ones. You got cardio. Alright? In your day-to-day, your lives, throw out things that you can do that's normally cardio. Go. Walking. I can't write it that fast, but I'm going to walk. Go ahead.
Walking, running, skipping.
Woo, okay, you're doing a lot. Skipping.
I guess like going on machines, or like the treadmill, the elliptical.
Treadmill, ellipticals, okay, but not even gym. Just do y'all go get coffee? You ever say, hey, let's go get coffee? You ever say,
Like walking to destination.
yeah, walking to destinations. But what do y'all do? Like y'all may not get coffee yet. How old are y'all? Like if you don't mind me asking.
I am 26.
26. Y'all get coffee together. Like I'll be like, hey, Sophia, let's go get coffee, right? You know. Well, how about, hey, let's go walk around. Instead of coffee, you get some cardio.
Yeah.
Hey, can you meet me at the track? Got a concept I want to talk about. And then we walk around the track together with your friends, right? Out in the, hey, can we go on a hike real quick? There's something I really want to talk to you about. You ever tried to argue with somebody in the woods? It doesn't work. Like, it doesn't work. Like, the water is, like, you hear the, are you like, I just I love you. Like, it's just something about being out like that, right? But in a room, in a manufactured room with the artificial lighting, and you can get very angry and mad, and next thing you know, you're in, all right? But we got all those things. What about in your life? Give me something that's fun to do that you just wouldn't think would be fitness, but it actually is.
As far as cardio or?
Yeah, cardio.
Cardio, doing hip pain, so like burpees.
Burpees? Oh, I like burpees. I actually like other people doing burpees better than I like doing them myself. Alright? What y'all got?
Like playing with my nephew.
Playing with your nephew. Love it. Cardio. Playing with a baby. That is definitely cardio.
Now that he's walking.
Okay. Let's see about hiking. Alright, hiking.
Dancing.
Dancing.
Yeah.
That's a lot. How many of you have danced in the last 7 days? 1, 2, 3, okay. What about hiked? Okay. What about treadmill? What about skipped? Okay.
I'm skipping this morning.
Okay. Yes, you were. All right. What about burpees? What about playing with babies? Hmm? So see, we still got more room though. We could take this list and find a million things, but you see how simple cardio is? And we're only talking about 30 minutes a day. All right? 30 minutes a day. 150 minutes a week. Okay? Now, most people like to go, I go to the gym on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Great. Until you miss Wednesday and you start panicking. All right? Well, if you only had to do 150 minutes of workout per week, then I got 30, 40 in on Monday, Tuesday. I skipped Wednesday. Friday, I got 80 in. You see how it works? It just brings it down a notch to take a little bit of the anxiety off, all right? So let's go strength and resistance. Give me some strength exercises that we're doing.
Okay, easy.
Lifting boxes. That's Craig from Friday. All right, lifting boxes. What kind of boxes you lifting? Oh yeah, them heavy. Okay, what else?
Kettlebells.
Kettlebells, yep. I went to a kettlebell class. I got some mentors or friends that teach a kettlebell course. It hurt. It hurt very bad. What else? Come on, give me strength. What about the push? Come
I
on.
was gonna say holding like groceries or your bag.
Yes, holding groceries. Carrying of some of y'all purses. The carrying of some of y'all purses could be considered resistance training, okay? But all body weight. How about the push-up?
Carrying your dog.
Carrying your dog, yes. Especially if you carry one of mine. Carrying your dog. What else? Come on.
Holding a cup of water in a
Holding a cup of water in the seminar. Now we gotta get the other arm ready. But my point is, there are so many different ways, all right, we can get it. Flexibility. This is the one though. How many know that flexibility is very important? Raise your hand if you know flexibility is important. All right, so that's everybody raise their hand. Everybody who's raising their, okay. Flexibility is super important, and eating is super important, correct? All right, raise your hand if you've eaten some today. Nothing?
I don't remember, did I?
Don't worry.
I mean, for you, this is happening. Like you're gonna go down on me once we get into the warm up. All right, everybody's who's stretched today? Ooh, so okay. Who's stretched in the last 3 days? All right, we have to think about it a little bit. All right, cool. I am recording. I'm not part of the seminar. So we say flexibility is important, but what tends to happen is we do not get enough of it. And here's something I want you to see about flexibility that becomes extremely important. Can I see your cell phone? Okay. Everybody has a cell phone and everybody texts at least twice a day, right? When you text, your shoulders anteriorly roll forward, okay? So that means if you text a lot, at some point your shoulders will look like this, okay? Got it. And we love to sit, all right, because standing sucks. So when you sit down, the body is so adaptable and so smart. What is happening right now is my hip flexors are saying, all right, for you to sit more comfortably, I'm going to shorten your hip flexors. Right? So I'm going to actually physically change the structure of your muscles, shrink them down a little bit so this can be more comfortable. All right? And so when I go to stand up, it's like, oh, and I'm like this, all right? And remember my shoulders because I'm texting, all right? Okay, now, also we love to eat, right? Everybody has to eat, right? So when you eat, normally, we get that burger, we eat burgers. I eat burgers. I'm gonna be meat type sometimes, all right? I got the burger, right? It's right here, and it's like, oh yeah, it's got cheese and barbecue sauce. It's the right burger. Whatever your burger is, it's the right burger, right? And I take this, and then I stick my neck out, all right? Well, the average head weighs about 10 to 12 pounds. And unless we are in the gym, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and working on our neck muscles, then they are not suffice to be holding that head out. But I eat a lot. I don't want it to get on my shirt. So I'm straining my neck. So now my neck is hurting, right? My shoulders are rolling forward because I text. And then my hips are like this because I sit. So this is what you're gonna look like if you work a lot, talk a lot, and eat a lot. This is what life looks like, right? Unless you kind of start getting flexible and open up, all right? So we're gonna do what I call a take 5. You're like, no, that's not the life you want, right? That's what I'm trying. That's what I want you to think about when you're sitting in the gym. You're like, oh, so I'm gonna walk around like this. I mean, you still can be cool. Like, what's up, E? Like, would you know what's up? If I was like this, could we cool? We should. You want hold nothing against me, right? No. As much as you want to, you would think like, Rob, you need to stretch. Like, you know, it's kind of like the Snickers commercial. You're sleepy. You need some energy, all right? So, take 5 principle. What is take 5? Take 5 is 5 minutes throughout your day, anytime you want. Thank you very much. All right? Give him a hand. Take 5 is any time throughout the day. All right? You're going to break for it, and you're going to take all 5 minutes, and each minute has something you're going to do. So the first minute is an upper body exercise. So, Sophia, come here, please. So, boom, you know, the boss has made us mad, whatever the case may be. We just had something not go our way. We're going to do what I call a take 5. That means you are disconnecting from everything about your work, all right? Cool. Now, when you're starting, you're frustrated about what you're mad at. So, let's say you used to work at the Four Seasons, all right? Okay?
I did.
Hypothetically, right? And let's say you worked with a fitness manager, right, at the Four Seasons. That wasn't the best person to work with, right? And he really irritated you, frustrated you, right?
Okay.
So that's the person you got to take 5, all right? I want you to think about how mad you are at him, right? And then I want you to go down and do some push-ups for me. All right? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. So just do push-ups while we talk. All right, so the first minute of what we're doing is an upper body exercise. All right, that's our first minute. Now she's doing push-ups. So for 1 minute, she'll do as many as she can. And when she's ready to stop within her first minute, she'll stop. You can stop.
Okay.
Now, question. Were you still mad at me while you were trying to do push-ups, or were you thinking about doing push-ups?
I was mad at you.
Mad at me for doing push-ups, okay. My point is that you're not going to be thinking about what you were mad about because you're trying to get through your push-ups. Alright? So go ahead, you're good for the push-ups. Alright? Man, I'm gonna use you for my lower body. So if you come out for me, cool. Alright, you got your push-ups in, you're like, yeah, cool. Now you're gonna squat for me. So just body weight squats. Alright? Cool, yeah. Now, you can put your hand on the chair. You don't put your hand on the chair. You can do whatever you need to do in your office, but yeah, you may look crazy, and people may go, what is she doing? She's over there squatting. No, she's mentally preparing herself for the next hour. She's putting herself in a position, action-wise, where she can engage all of her potential. That's what she's doing. All right? So when people look at you and they're going, man, I can do that. Great. You don't want the things that I want. You're not willing to do the things that I'm going to do. Because I'm telling you that this could put you in a position, again, to be the very best version of yourself. All right? So boom, that's our lower body. Thank you. So we're at 2 minutes down. All right? Yes, you're good at 2 minutes down. All right? You're up. You got a core. So I want you to do a plank for me. Plank. All right? Got it. So you don't have to do a plank. There's plenty core exercises. You can sit up straight. How about everybody sit on the edge of their seat, feet out 90 degrees, and hold your hands out just like this. All right? And I want you to squeeze as if I'm about to punch you in the stomach. right? Yeah, you embrace for it. I love it. So that's all core work that you could sit inside your desk and you could do. And you just breathe it out. This is your core work. And when you go, you go. Keep going, keep going, keep pausing. If you start shaking them, we'll call it. And you can stop now. Good. All right. So, boom. Now, we're relaxing. So that's 3 minutes down, right? What do we have? We have an upper body. We have a lower body. We have a core. Remember, there's another part of this, flexibility. So this next minute, we're about to stretch. So that's whatever stretch you want. Now for me, I do things like open up. Why? Because of texting, because of typing, because of shaking hands, because of eating. All right, so I do things to kind of just roll my shoulders back. You know, like, open up. Whatever, you're good. You're good, you're good. All right, so just, stretch that, yeah, get those arms stretched out. You good. Boom, do those hip flexors. Any of this information like this, kind of like, you know, just anything where you, yes, perfect one, where you're helping to mitigate all of those postural imbalances that happen throughout your day. All right, so minute 4 is down. Last minute, most importantly, and I'm going to clock everybody for this one, all right, and I'm going to give you 25 seconds of it. But the last minute is focused breathing, all right? And it's 1 minute where you are focused on your breathing and you're thinking about what you will do this next hour. You're putting it in a line, you're visualizing, you're placing it together, you see it, whether it's go on stage, whether it's contact that sales rep back and make it work, whether it's go in and apologize, whether it's go in and be apologized to, it doesn't matter. But you are gearing yourself up to be the best version of yourself at this 1 minute, so you will respond accordingly, okay? So I'm gonna give you 25 seconds, and what I want you to prepare for is, if you are going to the workout next, I want you thinking about the workout next, all right? Because I won't be as nice out there as I am in here, but I want you to think about that, or visualize what else you have to be, what else you have to do. We're gonna start now, go. And it's just breathing. You can do it loud, however your breathing technique is, that's totally up to you. But I want you doing deep breaths. And time. And the last thing I do when I stop my minute is I say my mantra. My mantra is go be great. That's what I tell myself when I'm ready. All right? Let's head down, I'm up, go be great. And I go to work. And that's whatever it is. You tell yourself once you finish that focused breathing, whatever you have to do. But once it's over, it's eyes open, it's focused, let's make the target. All right? Mission success. Let's come home. That's how we say it. All right? So 5 ways. 5 ways. No, somebody got hold of this. Come on, give me a. Yes, give me your name. Nikki, come on, Nikki. Everybody did something. Everybody did something. So, all right. All right, 5 action steps. All right, these are the 5 ways I want you to stay totally engaged with your fitness. First step, I want you to forget the health benefit. People don't work out because it cures types of cancer. People don't work out because they can prevent themselves from getting diabetes or high cholesterol. That's not why people work out. So let's forget it. People work out because they are matching themselves to something that looks more appealing than what we have in a sense, body-wise, or to perform more effectively. All right? So if you get up and you're like, a pain, fitness, fix the pain, or drug, prescription, whatever one. But fitness is a way to feel those pains. So forget the health benefit, just find something that you love to do that's fun and that gets you moving. That's it. All right? Once you're doing that, then you'll become a little bit more, you can improve your energy. Your balance gets a little better, and once you start feeling a little better, you make difficult decisions to say, you know what? I can throw a little cardio in there, and it'll add. So just simply forget the health benefit and just start moving. All right? Second thing is staying committed. All right, just like any plan, you have to stay committed to it. All right, so find a way, and the best way to stay committed is make it simple. Don't try to do a lot of things at once. Don't say, hey, I'm gonna go to the gym 5 times a week, 9 days a month, whatever. No, just make it simple. I'm gonna do 30 minutes a day. I'm I'm gonna do 2 or 3 take 5s. Start there. I'm gonna do take 5 at least once a day. Yeah, start there. Stay accountable. How do you stay accountable? Friends, coaches, trainers, spouses, artificial intelligence. Right now, you can digitally scale an AI trainer that says, hey, it's time for you to go train. And they will record your heart rate throughout the hour you're supposed to be training and then log details of it. I use a polar for my heart rate when I'm working out, but it'll give me a record. At what point did I get to fat burning? At what point did I get to cardio conditioning? At what point was I resting for my 30 to 40 minutes, right? So that's the way to stay accountable, because I can see that data. It helps reinforce on what I'm doing, all right? Stay efficient. Efficient means doing the things that work, all right? So for instance, most people say, oh, I need an hour of cardio. Anybody ever been told that? All right, you ever been told you need an hour of cardio or this, you know, do you mind me borrowing you for a second, sir? Yeah. All right. I want you.
He knew you were gonna make him work out.
I want you to do, let's do jumping jacks, all right? For 20 seconds, all right? 3, 2, 1, go. Full speed, keep going, full speed. All right, so cardio, all right? Most people think, oh, it's gotta take an hour. I need an hour. No, you'll see here in a second, all right? So you're gonna stay efficient. All right, you want to make sure that you do get some. All right, and boom, you can rest, sir. Now I need you to go down. You're going to do mountain climbers. All right. 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, so staying efficient is push-ups, body weight squats, and planks. That's all the major muscle groups. All right, simple. Now, when you do those a lot and you start getting stronger with your push-up and you start getting good, you're up, sir. You stand up for me, take a deep breath, keep going, and we're going back to the jumping jacks, all right? 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so those 3 components, as you get stronger, what you're going to do is you'll start incorporating more. But first, stay efficient. Small, bite-sized pieces that you can stay committed to and you can be held accountable to, all right? And lastly, is stay ready. And ready is the mindset that you know you're not going to give up on your fitness. That's what ready means. Ready means is if I want to meet and time. Stop. How do you feel? Good. Good. Can you feel an elevated heart rate? Right? That was 1.5 minutes. All right? And 1.5 minutes of simple in here, he was able to get his heart rate up elevated. What if we had done it for 5? It'd been good. I get it for 10, I can get a sweat. See how simple that is? And that's his heart rate. Getting up to a certain rate that makes him fit for his lifestyle. All right? And again, staying ready, thank you very much. Staying ready is that mindset that I'm going to take care of me so well that I'm prepared for whatever crisis I come in contact to. All right? And that's it. That's it. Forget it's a health benefit. Stay committed, stay accountable, stay efficient, and stay ready. All right? Thank you. So I want to open it up for questions. If anybody has any questions. And if you did sign up online for the workshop, the workout is immediately following, so we'll be back at the gazebo. And we do have liability waivers out there that you can sign out there, and you can come out and watch it and be a part of it, anything. You can take part in some, leave for the other one, whatever you want, all right? But any questions? Go.
I don't know if it's because we came in late, but is there a reason why your branding is called Unfit?
Unfit, yes. So it is basically when something doesn't fit, right? I don't want you to try to fit your lifestyle into a particular mold that the industry has set up for you. So what I was talking about was the evolution of fitness before you all came in and how we became a market. How it became about, I needed you to feel less about yourself so you would pay me for training. And so for that, I had to make you fit a mold. So now it's about, no body shaming, no, let's look at what your life is. Let's get you in proper context with what's healthy, what's a healthy balance of muscle mass to fat for you, and then we go to work with that. And it may not fit the traditional beach model mode. It may not fit the linebacker for the Rams, and that's okay. It's just challenging the norms as we do fitness. Yeah, so it's a play on words. Yeah.
They say you don't have a gym, right? But if we wanted to do something with you, or
Yes, if you wanted to do something with me, I train in, I do have access to gyms.
Okay.
Yes, to get people into gyms and all that if you wanted to train. But more so, I do a lot of home training.
Okay.
Because the fitness piece is a addendum to the mindset.
Sure.
Yeah, most of what I spend is the coaching of mindset, putting you in a position to be the best version of yourself. And we use fitness as the metaphor.
Sure.
So I do, we'll have some cards down on the table once we finish boot camp. You can find me, I'm Rob Cook, on all of the social media platforms. I'm Rob Cook is the website as well. But more content is coming. I just finished a 6-country world fitness tour. All over Europe, just finding different ways the Europeans have taken fitness and put it into their day-to-day lives. I mean, they have gyms outside. Like just us, and it was packed. I mean, it's like people for days just trying to find a spot to work out because it didn't cost anything. And so it was amazing. Got to Meersburg, Germany, and Zurich, Switzerland, and a lot of biking, a lot of swimming. We're talking people in their 90s just had the walking sticks. Just people were just moving. And just by nature of the country with public transportation, people had to move more. They wouldn't eat. So it was a very interesting way to see how, with all the potential and the resources that we have here in America, we should not have 93.3 million people dying from sedentary lifestyles. It shouldn't be the case. So yes, but I will have, to answer your question, I will have info downstairs. Any other questions? Well, again, thank you all for coming, and I'll see y'all downstairs.
Sounds good.
Uh-huh.